Welcome to the demo for the non-custodial KMS solution by encloud. Key management is a big concern for organizations. Organizations usually have to trust Web2 infra for key custody, and the life cycle of keys is tied to their cloud deployment. This exposes them to a risk of permanent loss of data that is encrypted using these keys. The non-custodial KMS solution by encloud solves this by introducing key sharding and recoverability. Keys can be recovered by proving 2 out of 3 authentication factors. These authentication factors are linked with familiar technologies like OAuth, and the encrypted metadata is distributed on Web3 infrastructure. This enhances recoverability. To use the encloud KMS, simply log in with the OAuth provider of choice. This can be a social provider like Google or any other social identity service, or an enterprise identity provider like Azure or Cognito for more enterprise-oriented use cases. With the integration with enterprise IDPs, there is also a possibility to configure role-based access for these keys. Once the user selects their OAuth identity, the user is redirected to a screen where they are given two options. They can either generate a new private key or reconstruct a key. On clicking on Generate a New Key, their OAuth identity is challenged again, and a new asymmetric key pair in the form of ECIES encryption scheme is generated. These key pairs are hex encoded for ease of read. Users don't have to go through the pain of managing this key pair and can set up authentication factors for recoverability. The first factor is linked to their OAuth identity. A second factor is their local storage device. This can be either their local browser or a hardware wallet. The third factor is a recovery factor and is only to be used in cases where either of the first two factors are lost. Once the three authentication factors are set, the users can continue with their other tasks. At a later time, once the user desires to use their key for either encryption or signing purposes, they can simply log in again with their auth identity, and they will be redirected to the reconstruct private key screen. Here, the user has to simply provide 2 out of the 3 authentication factors that they had set up initially. The first being the auth factor, and the second one being a device factor from their local device. The user can also choose to recover the recovery factor in scenarios where they lose access to either their device factor or their OAuth factor. The user can then simply reconstruct the key and use it for any of their purposes. The user can also manage their device share and their recovery share and reset these as needed.